No, I don't think Wizzy knows what he's got. Poor lad's having a bit of trouble. He's got me a fen foul. Can I have that? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wizzy. Oh, I'm all in a tizzy now. Oh, what's he trying to grab there? Hey, we don't play that game round here, pal. I don't know what he's after. Trying to grab me Todge.
It's not quite tactical coffee, but it'll do. Hello and welcome to another video from me, Box of Demons. And first of all, I want to say a thank you and a salute to everybody who subscribed to the channel over the Christmas period. We managed to get to the big 1,000, the big 1K. And I know that's a little fish when it comes to YouTube, but well, thank you very much. It's good to know you have a little bit of support out there. I do this as a hobby and for fun, but of course you want to get a little bit up there. So thank you ever so much to everybody that subscribed. So in today's video, as you know from the title of this video, we're going to be getting rid of this. And we are going to be having a look at this. Excuse the yellow tape, that's because I wanted to have a look what's actually in this box. This is a Protube Mag VR gun stock, and that's what this video is about. We're going to open this, see what's in it, is it any good, and then we're going to have a look in Contractors VR and see if we can get tactical, whether this is a help or a hindrance. And before we do that, get that down there, let's get the real thing back in here. Before we do that, you may notice as well on the Discord for Contractors VR and on the Steam VR discussion page, yours truly, Mr. Demon, is now a moderator. So I'm hopefully going to be liaising a lot more with the developers on this game. And I hopefully, again, should be able to give you some information. There's a lot of things I can't talk about. I don't want to get kicked off that post already. But I think Caveman, one of the developers from a little discussion, has brought me in because I represent probably quite a big chunk of the community, I think, who are looking to turn that game into, well, not really turn it into, I don't want to change the core game because there are a lot of people out there that love the Twitch COD shooter style of gameplay in there. But I hope I represent the side of the community that wants a little bit more tactical gameplay. They want to slow it down and have team-based focused communication in-game. And One Life events and competition servers, battle cams and spectator cams, all that will come, and I will comcast or gamecast some games in the future. So as soon as I know from the devs and I have approval to tell you the information, I will be sharing that with you here on the channel. But if you want to, you can PM me on the Discord channel or on the official Steam discussion page. So that's that out of the way. Let's get rid of this. Let's get on the battlefield and see what we get in the box, and then we'll set it up and we'll have a look at some gameplay. So here we are, here is the package, and as I mentioned, please ignore the yellow tape. That was purely because I wanted to get in and have a look when this arrived at my work. One of the things that did quite amaze me on this is when I got in touch with the makers of this device, it was a Tuesday, and lo and behold, I paid the £14 for the delivery. It arrived the day after in the afternoon. I kid you not, I wasn't expecting it for at least 3 or 4 days. It arrived, I thought, I didn't order a pizza, what's this? But lo and behold, it arrived. So begone cardboard box, this is what we get. And this one looks like, from having a look inside the bag, everything's pretty much already in here, already set up. So this is a little bit of blurb about magnets. Keep it away from your hard drives. Don't be sticking it next to your pacemaker. A little bit of a thank you. Next, we have an instruction manual that's telling you how to set this up properly by putting in the rear pad first, setting alignment, and be gone with you, we shall work this out ourselves. And in this little bag, there are a few little goodies. Now, I don't know whether this is of interest to you. Do I show you or not? Sorry, let's show you. What have we got in here? We have 2 new Protube controller leads or handles or whatever you want to call them. Nice to get a couple of little extra ones. Nothing wrong with the ones we've got, but it's a nice little feature. We also have a Protube sticker, or a card, or a magnet. It's actually a magnet, tell a lie. Stick it on your fridge, stick it on your pacemaker. Then we have a sticker. I know it's upside down, but it doesn't matter. You get the idea. And what else have we got in this little plastic bags? We have 2 Allen keys, and we have a new sling mount, or I think that is an old-fashioned sling mount, so we'll put those to the side. And let's have a look at what we've also got in here. We have got a bipod. A tripod is 3, this is a bipod. So these are extendable. You click the little buttons on the side and you can twist the ends to make this longer. Now, I've never been a pussy sniper, but if you're a pussy and you want to be a sniper, well, now's your opportunity to be a VR pussy sniper. As you can see, they extend because obviously snipers are compensating for something. And it's black, so it's all part of equality and inclusion. Here is the beast. As you can see, it's all folded up, all coiled, ready to attack the battlefield. And there are lots of hinges and attachments here, so this really is completely customizable to different weapons and different games. Even though we're setting this up in Contractors VR, we will be having a look onward probably in a second video. But there you go, that is it, and this is the carbon fiber version. So these are the hinges, and everything on here is 3D printed. It's quite a nice standard actually. And remember, everything is going to be loose on this when you first get this out of the box or the packet. So when you initially put your controllers in, you think it's all wobbly and flimsy. All it is it's loose so that you can adjust this thing in order to be able to get it just right. At the back there, you can see there is a sling mount. And I went for the carbon fiber one. I did read on a few forums that the chrome one could possibly affect tracking. There's only a few people who seem to have mentioned that, so I don't know whether this is... It's obviously not widespread. It must have been the way that they'd set something up when it came to the Steam VR. These are the actual controller mounts which you push in, and if you push them in hard enough, these are really not going to come off. The seal on these, where the magnet is attached underneath, was so cleanly attached to the actual system that I sent them an email saying, I ordered the magnet version, and these are not the magnet version. And lo and behold, like a retard, I pulled them off left and right, and here we are. So the magnet is quite powerful. Again, don't be sticking this near your pacemaker, near any old family, or anything electrical such as hard drives. So there she is. We are going to be jumping in now into Contractors VR, and there is a gun calibration system in there. And incidentally, I wanted to remember the devs actually asked me to mention there will be a Kickstarter coming in the next few months where they're going to be integrating a force feedback system into these VR stocks. Sounds very exciting. Whether that's more wires and gadgets to go wrong, well, time will tell. So when they announce that, I shall announce it to you.
Movement. Gun stock. There we go. Using gun stock. Let's get that on enabled, and let's get this on calibrate gun stock. Okay, so this has brought this up, and I'm just going to be picking the two weapons that I tend to use most in the game, and that is the AK-5C and the FN FAL. So that is one of the guns that I use a lot. So we're going to select that, and now what? Back. So here we go, we have the gun, and there we can see the controller. So turn step 1, install both controllers on your gun stock. So again, this is where the practice is going to come in when it comes to the actual using of this thing. I'm going to have to try and remember roughly where these controllers go, which is there. Step 2, use your touchpad thumbsticks to adjust the weapon's angle and offset. Isn't that cool? So if I bring this up to roughly my eye position, we're going to move that down to where I think would be quite comfortable. Probably going to be about... Why can't I see the red dot? Oh, this is going to need some serious adjustment. So there is the red dot there, and I'm actually going to bring up the back part much more angled. Of course, I'm doing this blind until we get to the point where my cheek is here and the weapon needs to come down. In fact, I feel like I need to be a lot closer to this weapon. Sort of... Where are we? I can't actually see the red dot. There's the red dot, but that red dot feels like it's off-centered. So there is going to be a little bit of jiggery-pokery here. Probably a bit more. Probably about there. Use your touchpad and adjust the weapon's angle and offset. So does that mean... I was wondering if we could... Is that moving it left? I'm wondering if we could actually bring the weapon in closer. But there we go. Step 3, press and hold both trigger buttons to finish calibration. Now it does tell us in the instructions that once you've got the rear one set, the front controller, you need to adjust that up or down with the hinge at the back. And of course, they want to be roughly lined. So Well, again, this is gonna take some adjustment. As you can see, it looks like it's slightly off as well. So maybe we bring that up. Can we bend it? This is because I'm doing this blind. I really should have loosened off these. And that might be there, and then we're probably going to have to, from looking at this, if I loosen this off, then bring it back to where the grip is probably going to be about there, I would imagine. Unless we actually verticalize it, if that makes sense, as in like that, and then bring it forward. I might have to adjust it because the actual bipod is in the way, but if we put that up like that and fasten it, it's hard to do this when you don't know what you're looking at. So that's fastened off pretty vertical. Obviously it's probably not quite right, and this rear one here could probably do with moving back a tickle. Let's move you back a tickle. That's going to help. That's going to help a lot. Like so. Look at that trigger. The trigger's actually bang on. That's not too bad, I think, by the time it's been tightened up. And then you need to hold both triggers for calibration. So if we now pick that up, as you can see, that is going to need some adjustment. Definitely going to need some adjustment there. So it may be that this rear one here is going to need adjusting. All fun of the fair. That's probably going to want to go to about there. What's the actual button? You get that used to doing it in game, don't you? There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to adjust that to where I think it feels right. And then once this is in, we shall be locking and loading, and hopefully we should be dominating the battlefield. Feels very loose. But there it is in my hands. As you can see, very cool. So if I bring this up to my face now, even though it's not locked in, everything's going to move. Should be. Quite smooth. It's in our hands, and we snap off both hands. As you can see there, I've now got both hands to be able to pick up the grenade, throw it away, grab this again. Obviously, I've got free hands here. This is not actually on the gun stock. So that's what it would be like without the gun stock. As you can see already, much harder. Now the practice is going to be finding the actual magnets on this, which I can already tell you is not the easiest thing. I'm actually running this up and down, trying to find, there's one in, where's the other one? So again, this is going to take some practice. This is not going to be the easiest of things. It will become intuitive eventually as we bring it back up. Brilliant. So if we wanted to put a new mag in here, I'm going to snap my left hand off left. I'm going to, do you know what? I can't remember what the bloody button is. I couldn't even remember what the bloody button was. Now, oh, we're all in a tizzy now. We're all in a tizzy. Put that back in. Lock and load. Grab that back. And again, this is where the learning curve is going to come. I now can't find that front one. I know it's there somewhere. There we go. So moving around, not an issue at all with this. I've got the gun stock now. So look. Not bad at all. Quite a nice grouping to the right. That's a heart shot all day long. So this thing, if I snap it off again, is actually quite effective. What I'll do now is I'll tighten everything up and we'll try it with the FN file and we'll have a look at the tripod. So here we are back in, and I've locked everything nice and tight here now on this. Hopefully this should, if we come down here, whoops, and grab the weapon, as you can see it's a little bit off. Actually it's not too bad actually. Now I've grabbed that second one. So there we are, nice locked in and solid, and that should enable us to be able to get, if I hold my breath properly and get in a proper tactical stance, breathe out, Let's get on single fire. Let's have a look. Well, you're not going to argue about that, are you? One offshoot up at the top there. So not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move physically in my room, if I can find. Let me just take the headset off. I'm going to put it down on the table here. And we are now going to snap off this hand. Remembering to let go in there. Very, very fiddly. This is going to take a long time for me to be able to get used to this. I'm going to snap it back on. There we go. We are locked and loaded. And there we go. We now have a sniper rifle. And I'm actually kneeling in my room now. Falling off the desk there. And if we hold our breath, let's see if we can get a headshot. And now we need to chamber this. So we're going to snap off the right hand. The thing is, you get used to wanting to just snap it off and thinking the hand will come off with it. Of course, you have to physically snap this hand off. So what I would suggest is you click it, then snap your hand off. You can then alt it, bring it back, snap it back in, and then you're off and running again. Another headshot. Click it off. Hand off, alt it. Again, eventually I'm sure you'll be able to do this at speed. I'm not a pussy sniper, I find it extremely difficult. I can't at the minute, my headset is actually touching the front controller. Again, if this is your bag, then I'm sure you'll do very well. Let's just stand up and grab both controllers and see if we can do this a little bit quicker and how it feels standing up. So let's click, whoops, again. Click off, hand off, alt, click back, in. Click off, hand off, alt, back in, click. Again, you're just going to have to get used to it. So while this is fantastic, it is going to take me a long time in order to be able to get used to this. Let's get into game and see how it feels, and we'll have a look at the FN FAL, one of my all-time favourite weapons. You can see I've put the arms on, just to have a look, a little bit of a broken wrist there. I'm going to go for the FN FAL, my favourite weapon in this game. Let's click done, deploy, and let's see what we think of this. Well, there we go. I'll snap one hand off, grab it, put it back in the controller. As you can see, you do start to pick it up a little bit. Get that onto single fire mode, and let's move out. So it actually does feel quite good. It does feel like I've actually got this weapon in my hands right now. Let's just get over here and have a look. Hold it up for you to get a little idea. Let's get over here and have a look and see if we can get a kill. Would be good our first time using the gun stock. Obviously, what we will get used to at this point is we will get used to snapping this off. Hey guys, bringing it back. As you can see, I snapped that on almost immediately. But under pressure, things may be different. Let's just move into here and have a look. Very smooth. Don't want to talk because they won't actually hear me. Let's move. This actually feels really good in the hands. It actually does feel like I'm holding a rifle here. As you can see, Nice and smooth. We haven't had a kill as yet. Dangerous position to be here, and as I'm talking they will hear me. Let's kneel down here and have a look. What was I killed by? Killed by a grenade. Let's get straight back in. Let's hopefully we can get a kill with this thing. But so far, once I snap this off here, it's not that difficult in order to be able to snap that back in. So I am quite impressed with this thing. Hey Wizzy, how you doing? Just trying out a gun stock for the first time. I'm actually quite impressed. I don't know if you've got one. You got a gun stock? No, I don't think Wizzy knows what he's got. Poor lad's having a bit of trouble. He's got me FN foul. Can I have that? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wizzy. Oh, I'm all in a tizzy now. Oh, what's he trying to grab there? Hey, we don't play that game round here, pal. I don't know what he's after. Trying to grab me Todge. Bloody hell. So that was the end of the game. So far, this gun stock actually feels really good. And hopefully in the next game, we'll get some kills. So has it saved the calibration? Well, now we are about to find out as I grab the 5C, get the other controller in, and as you can see, it has actually remembered the calibration here. And again, hey up Nils. Again, it seems to have remembered it, although I do feel like I'm breaking my neck a little bit by trying to get in there. These guys are listening to me. I apologise guys, I'm just doing a video on a new VR gun stock. Ignore me, ignore me. Desperately trying to get a kill. So again, this is completely controllable. I am moving a little bit slower because I've got the heavy body set on here, or the heavy body armour. And it sounds like it's kicking off already a little bit. So as we get up towards here, again, I can hold this completely, well not completely still, but obviously, let's get that into single fire mode. Let's move up to this vehicle. Obviously, if I had the I was going to say if I had the bipod now, I'd be able to rest it on here. That's the immersion of virtual reality for you. Okay, so we've got a guy down there. Let's just get a couple of shots down there. So as you can see, you would have no problems at distance here. There's another guy running across there by the looks of it. I think I'm a little bit near the guy here. So again, let's just see if we've learned anything now. So we're going to undo this hand. We're going to snap the controller off. Grab that out. Put that back in. Come across. Grab the... And there you can see. So it just take a little bit of practice, but I think you will... What was he aiming at? You aiming at the top of that church tower? What are you aiming at? Where's my radio? Get on radio, lad. Tell me what's happening. Can we snap it straight back in? And as you can see, that went straight back in, so no bother whatsoever. We haven't had a kill here yet. Looks like he's just died over there. Let's move down. Both hands off. Grenade. Pull. Throw. Straight back in. A little bit of faffing around as you can see here. I'm trying to find the magnet again. What happens there is that it actually twists. See, I would be dead now. This is where it can become quite frustrating. There it is. Once one's locked in, it's not actually that bad. You can roughly tell where the other one is going to be, as you can see like that. So again, practice will make perfect with this. Desperately want to get a kill for the viewers just to show you the benefit of this thing. Smooth, calm and collected. Let's just kneel down here. We know he's going to be coming around this side. Oh. Nice, 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 nice. But you get the idea, guys. I'm really quite impressed with this thing. So probably may leave another video for this to let you have a look at onward. But it does save your loadouts. Again, if we go back to the FN file and we click done and we respawn, I'm going to take the hands off the controllers, so here they are. I'm going to roughly get the first one in, snap it into position, get the other one there, snap it in, and as you can see, there we go. Feels great. It feels like I'm actually holding it. Apart from the front hand is a slightly different angle, but this rear hand probably needs a little bit of adjustment, but it does actually feel quite good. As I said, you can hold this pretty much. So yeah, it's very adjustable, easy to use after I think you've had some initial practice. That's the VR Tube. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and if I've missed anything or if you've got any questions, then let me know. Of course, you can always snap it off there if you want to. You feel like you want to move around even quicker. But again, it's not as easy, especially at distance, and it can be a little bit harder in order to be able to get your mags and everything else like that. But that's the FM file, that's the Protube. Thumbs up, subscribe, help a small channel, and I shall see you in another video coming real soon. Bye bye.